All right, everybody. We got Sirius Satellite NFL Network XM radio football in the foreground. We got, what do you call it? You call it meditation, classical for meditation in the background. Amazon streaming service through its Alexa or Echo or whatever they call their device. Pretty cool stuff. Brussels sprouts loves it. That's her stage name. And let's see here. It's been a while since we've shown this. This is maybe a way you want to consider starting a suDOku puzzle in on paper. Start off by putting the numbers 1 through 9 top to bottom, and then simply count how many they give you to begin with. And then as you start the puzzle, every time you complete a column of cells, put a check mark underneath it after, of course, verifying that it was correct, that all 9 numbers are represented. Do the same every time you complete a row. Put a check mark on the right-hand side. And do the same every time you complete a box. Put a little mark in the top right-hand corner or something like that. And every time you enter a number, add to it until you get to 9. That represents all 9 numbers or incidences of each of the numbers. So this might be what it looks like when you're done. Every column has been accounted for, every row has been accounted for, and each number has been accounted for. So and then you go through and you not only did you count the numbers, but then you go through and by the rows of boxes and by the columns of boxes in that order, you make sure all the numbers are where they should be, from 9 back up to 1. Anyway, that's kind of an idea. This is Expert Friday. This is the most difficult puzzle, supposedly, coming from Microsoft suDOku. We're unhappy because they don't give us our 1 here. They took our 1 away in one of the prime positions, by the way, the bottom cell of the entire puzzle in the bottom box. And so let's see what kind of damage we can make. There are 6 1s, so really quickly I would say it's going to be difficult for us. 1s are down to 3. We're not going to be able to do it. I know we can make a quick note. The 1 needs to be either here or here by virtue of this one here and this one and the cells that already occur in that top box. But beyond that, I don't know how much we can give us a 1 here. We do have a 1 there. So that's a good thing. But that's about it, I believe. 1, 1. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Okay, so let's go to, we have, well, this row of, this column of cells, the left column of cells in the right column of boxes has only 3 available, and the number 2 cannot be here, so let's make a quick note here. The 2 has to be either here or here by virtue of that 2. 1, 2, so 3 is missing, so that can be 3, that can be 3, so this has to be a 3, so because it can't be that 3 and it can't be their 3, so therefore this is a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 is the missing number. So we solve for that column of cells. Very good. That's strictly looking for volume. That's what you look for. Or, cells, columns, and boxes. There's not many empties, in other words. There's not many empties. So when that doesn't stand out on a quick look, now we're down to 3 here, all 3 in this. Let's see, 9, 8, 7 is missing. Well, we know 7 has to be there. Now we're down 2. 98765 is missing. And 4 is missing. So right now, let's see, 4 and 5. No, I don't think we get any assistance, so let's make a quick note. We got pairs. It's always a valuable thing. 4s, 5s, fours and 5s. Okay. So, okay, and any more volume that we see? Any more volume that we see? No. So let's go back and let's see how many numbers. So we're down to 3 7s. That's the fewest number of any number remaining. So let's see here. So 7 is solved for in this far left column of boxes. There are 2 here. So in this right box, by virtue of the 7 in the bottom right box here, 7 on the left, 7 in the middle on the top right box. In the right box, the 7 has to be here by virtue of that one. So let's see here. So in the bottom box, the 7, by virtue of this one and this one, the 7 must be here. Therefore, the 7 must be in the center box right here. 7 should be solved for, but my eyes have got to stay here and verify. So 7 appears to be solved for. Now we're down to 8s and 3s have 4 numbers each remaining. So let's look at 8s. Let's look at 3s. We're going to look at 3s this time. We're going to look at the smaller number. 3, 3, oh boy. 3 can be anywhere there. 3, 3, 3 can be anywhere there. And then 3 can be in those empty cells there. So 3 can be, or has to be either here or there. And 3 is there. So it's not going to be there. Yeah, we don't have, that's about all we can do. So let's look at 8s, and sometimes the 8s will impact on the 3s. So 8, as far as the right-hand column of boxes, top right box, the 8 can either be here or there. The 8 has to be here. Therefore, the 8 bottom left box can only be there or there, and an 8 there. So same up here. The 8 in this top left box can only be here or here by virtue of this 8 and this 8. So this 8 and this 8 makes it so 8 can only be here. Therefore, we have solved for 8 in this top right box. Has to be here. Okay. So therefore, we've completed the right column of boxes with regard to the number 8. Let's see. Yes, that's about it. So we should be down to 2 8s, and we are. Has that impacted in any way on the number 3? I don't believe so. 3, 3, no. Didn't add a cell to a column or a row of 3 within any box that helped that out, or at least I don't see that. Okay, so now we're down to 5. So we got 9, 2s, and 1s. Let's see if our 1s can be assisted. 9, 2s, and 1s. No, it has to be there. One of those 3. That's too many. 1s there. No. Well, we're down to ones having to be either here or here in that center box. But nothing else beyond that. Okay, so what did we say? Ones. Still got 5, 2s, and 9s. Let's look at 9s. Okay, 9, 9. So 9, we got the 9 here. Top box, 9 must be right there. So 9, 9, and let's see. 9, 9. So 9 has to be either here or there. 9s are always tricky. Left-handed suDOku. 9 or 9. Let's see. 9, 9, 9. So 9. 9. Yes. 9, 9, and not the 9 there. Right-hand column. 3 possibilities there, unless I'm missing something. And 3 possibilities there, unless I'm missing something. Okay, let's see. Well, we can kind of, this isn't cheating, but with regard to the top row of cells in the bottom row of boxes, the 9 can be here. It cannot be here because based on the upstairs neighbor. It cannot be here based on the possibility it needs to be in either one of those 2. Therefore, we're down to 2, so we can sneak a 9 note in here. There we go. Helps a little bit. Helps a little bit. Okay, and then what did we say? The other one was 2. Right column of boxes is solved for the number 2. Then beyond that, there's only 2 here left. Let's see if we can solve for this bottom box. 9876 is a missing number. There's a 6, so therefore the 6 has to be here, and the 2 has to be there. Now the problem here is the 2 can be anywhere in one of those 3, so we don't put notes. We only put notes in rows, columns, or boxes of cells if the possibility, the max possibility is 2. Let's see. So 2 has to be either here or here, and therefore 2 can only be either there or there with regard to that top box. Same with regard to the center box. Okay, so we made a little tiny dent with 2. Excuse me. It's almost 6 o'clock here. It's late. It's getting later, as my mom used to say. It reminds me of my mom. Dear old mom. She'd never say it's getting early. She'd always say it's getting late. Are you leaving so late? In a perfect world, I would have never left. Ever. Anywhere. It was okay to leave to school. That was a good thing. It was okay to leave to school. Okay, I don't see any more. Okay, so let's go down back to, let's go to 6 now. We're down, 2s and 3s. That hasn't been, let's look at the number 6. 6, 6, and 6. So here we go. We solve there. 6, 6, and 6. We solve there. 6, 6, and 6. We solve there. Not 5. 6. 6. We're down to 1, 6. 6, 6, and 6. Okay. That made a difference right there. So now we ought to be just a quick glance. Look at this center column of cells in the right column of boxes. We can absolutely know which those three numbers. We may not know where they go, but that is going to help us. That will absolutely solve for this number. So let's first determine what are the numbers missing. 1, 2, 3 is missing. 4, 5 is missing. And 9 is missing. So what is that? 3, 5, and 9 in order. 3, 5, and 9 in order. So by the way, 9 has to be there or there. So if 3, 5, and 9 are in order, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the missing number. Let's see here. Come on. There we go. And we know 4 has to be there or there. Therefore, 4 needs to be here or here. Let's find the other number. The other number is 5. Happens a lot. You'll see the same pairs throughout a puzzle. And if I remember earlier, there were like 7 remaining of each the last time I checked. Okay, so it looks like 9 and 3 are the missing numbers here. So there's a 3 right there. So this has to be a 3. Let's see. We got a little bit of latency here. Okay. 9 and 3. So we got 9, 9, and now we can solve for 9. And that's a good thing. 9, 9, and 9. So the bottom, okay, 9, we're down to 2 9s. 2 9. Let's see if we can solve for 9 here. And we can make a note. 9. 9. And what did we say? The other was 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and 5. So therefore we can put all 3 numbers here because this has to be a 3 or a 5 since it cannot be a 9. And it can't be any one of the other 6 numbers that are already in that cell. Oh, come on. Left-handed suDOku. Okay. So look at here. With regard to this bottom row of cells in the middle row of boxes, we know that has to be either a 5 or a 3. Now look here. There's 5 and 3 here. So that means this one, since there's only 3 empty cells in that bottom row, this cell here, the bottom left cell in the left box, can only be 3 or 5. So that means we'll be able to solve for that one here. Let's make a note. And let's agree, these are our last notes. This is our last note right here. Let's take it off the note. We're not doing any more. We're drawing the line there. So that has to be a 1. Okay. That has to be a 1. So now because we knew that had to be 9, we can solve for the pair at least. We know it's not a 1. So we're not going to go back to notes though. So let's see. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 is the other number. So let's see if we can keep in mind those are 4s and 9s can only go in those 2 cells. So let's see. That means 3s can only go in that cell there. How about the center column of cells of the entire puzzle? It's right here. 2. What's the other number missing? 5. I'll bet. Yes. So that's 2 and 5 right there. 2 and 5. 2 and 5. 2 and 5. Excuse me. 2 and 5. 2 and 5. That's not going to help us out. There's only 1 missing. Looking for volume. Don't forget. I always do that. 9, 8 is the number. 8. Let's see. Left-handed suDOku. Well, a lot of times you can just take the pointer if it's, then it might get jealous that you're using the pointer, and so the pen will start acting right. It doesn't seem to be. Maybe it's got too much going on in the background. That can be the case. It'll tell us it's in progress. That's a good thing too. Another good feature about this, it says in progress. So we tap on that and it goes right back to where it was. So where were we? Right here. We're trying to do an 8. There we go. It's in a much better mood. Therefore, this is an 8. And we've solved for 8. Okay. We're down to 2 in that very top row of cells of the entire puzzle. 1, 2, 3, 4 is missing. And 5 is missing. So 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Okay. 4 and 5. So this is 4. So that can't be a 4. Yeah, that's no good. How about 1? 1 is missing here. These 2 can be 1. These 2 can be 1. It's a center. Those 2 can be 1. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. These 2 can be 5. Not that one. So let's see here. 1 and 2 are missing from this middle row of cells, bottom row of boxes. So this has to be a 2. Therefore, this has to be a 1. So either one of these have to be 1. Therefore, this must be a 1. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So this has to be a 1 along with a 2. 1 and 2. That means that can't be a 2. This needs to be a 2. 2, 2, and therefore this needs to be a 2. We're down to 1, 2. Where is it? Where is the 1, 2? It's right there. Also completes that center column of cells, the entire puzzle. So we agreed this could be 4 or 5. One of those has to be a 2. Oh, we got an error. We got an error. Look, we have no more 2s remaining, yet 2 here, left-hand column of boxes. We got a 2 on the right, 2 in the middle, 2 on the left. That tells us we couldn't put a 2 in here by the way this software in this puzzle. It will not let us put a 2 no matter what, based on the fact there are no 2s remaining. So we got to go to here. Some people consider this cheating. I put a 2 right next to a 2. How dumb was that? That's not real bright on my part. But hey, something that I found out. It's really, really critical in life. Teach your kids this. There's one like motivational, positive thinking guy that didn't used to let his kids growing up listen to the blues or country music because there's too much negative. As powerfully positive as positive self-talk is, as powerfully positive as positive self-talk is, what has more weight is negative self-talk. So that's an area, instead of being stupid or something like that, this is an area I need to improve in. Concentration. We can probably all improve in concentration. The number 5 is missing here. Okay, now we know 2, 2, and 2 has to be there. We have solved for 2's. Let's see if any of this is impacted on the number 9. And my guess is it has not, because we did make notations with regard to the number 9. So we would have seen those notations, and we would have potentially made the corrections, one would think, and that's accurate. That's what I see. Let's look at the number 3. 3, 3, and 5. 5 and 9. 5. So, with this 5 running through here, we don't know which, but the 5 needs to be here, which means it cannot be there, which means we've solved for the 4 and 5 mystery down here, bottom left box. So if those are all have to be 4s, the only number that can go here is 4, not 9. And the 4 has to be either there or there. Therefore, the 4 has to be here. Here we go for 9. Here we go for 9. Let's go here. Okay. We got some, I think you computer people call it latency. So that means this is 5 and 3. Well, we got a 5 here, so this has to be a 3. And we've got, therefore, this needs to be a 5. Yeah, this has to be a 4. Therefore, this needs to be a 4. Left-handed suDOku. Not a 3, a 5. I possibly made that mistake before. Who knows? Area of improvement. Okay, 1 and 5 over here. So that's a 1. And this is a 5. And if that's a 5, this is a 5. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and this is a 4. 1, 2, and this is a 3. And therefore, this is a 3. That's a 5, and we are done. If you look in the special down below, we have a special surprise, secret surprise Amazon item link. And I would say just about everybody uses this item. They may not use the specific item, but in the type of item it is, everybody uses it. This one does everything except for maybe clean the back seat of your vehicle once a month. Other than that, it's pretty amazing. Both on the Canadian side, it's the same machine on the Canadian side and on the U.S. side. So check it out in the link, in the links below. If you want to learn suDOku, there's a pretty complete opportunity, all free content down below. And there's actually a couple of hidden bonus lessons as far as learning suDOku, but you have to go through lessons 1 through 4 before you'll discover those. And you have to pay attention and look closely. Anyway, hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll be here tomorrow if you can make it. And thanks for being here all the time. And thanks for checking down below and using the links to get over to Amazon and buying making your Amazon purchases via those links. You don't have to buy those items, but if you go to Amazon via those links, it's very helpful. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Oh, let me leave you with this, if you're still here. Great quote today. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. That's from Nelson Mandela. Have a great day.